Well, the fixture we've all been waiting for, or probably more truthfully, the fixture we've all been dreading, has arrived. The Manchester Derby Part 2 for the season, and this time it's at the Etihad, a ground which in recent years we've had up and down success. Last season, a little bit more on the failure side of things, to say the least, in our 6-3 thumping. Um, but we go there this season in the hope and in search of anything to take away from that ground, even if it's just a goal. Anything, anything. Because right now, the way we're playing, I wouldn't be surprised if we're in for another very long afternoon. But we have to have some hope. It's a derby. Weird things can happen. Anyway, before we get into it, please leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. And also, if you do enjoy the content and want to, feel free to hit like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. But let's talk about Man City first. We'll go into City. Obviously having a great season. When are they not having a great season these days, really? Second in the table. Maybe not quite where they thought they'd be. I think maybe they thought they'd dominate the league again. But Liverpool and Arsenal are both giving them a definite run for their money. But they're still second in the league. 1 point behind Liverpool at this stage, so still right within touching distance of Liverpool. Obviously second, 18 wins, five draws, and 3 losses to their name. So yeah, having a good season. Their form is very good. It's always very good from a City point of view. In terms of injuries, I don't think they have many fresh injury concerns. The one you would say is Jack Grealish. He came off against Luton, I think, after 30 minutes, and it did seem like a pretty sad time for him, considering he'd had his problems breaking into the team, and obviously to get that opportunity and then to be off after 30 minutes. From a footballing point of view, you do have to feel somewhat sorry for him. But City will be able to line up with a fairly strong squad. Obviously, De Bruyne and Haaland were balling out against Luton as well. Haaland, 5 goals, just the 5 for Erling Haaland leading into this game, and obviously De Bruyne with 4 assists as well. So, clearly gearing up for the derby, clearly in good form, which is just great, just what we want to see at this time. But listen, City are a team which we always knew and we always know is difficult. They're difficult to beat. We very rarely beat them at the Etihad, at least. Under Ollie, it seemed like a normal occurrence, but kind of before and after then, it's been a bit of a difficult place to go, and especially with the two teams and where they are right now, I wouldn't be surprised if it's the exact same. However, we do obviously have the opportunity to not necessarily, kind of derail their title charge, because I think regardless of the result, they'll be there or thereabouts anyway. It'd be nice to put a little bit of a dent in it, even if that does mean helping Liverpool a little bit. We have to focus on ourselves. That's the only problem. It's the worst title race possible. The 3 clubs that I think if you ask most United fans who you not want to be in a title race, you would name those 3 teams. So yeah, frustrating, really frustrating, but hopefully there's a good future for us on the horizon. But let's talk a bit about United. I'm rushing through this a little bit. I'm going to go through the predicted 11, and I think it's pretty well going to be the 11 we saw in midweek against Forest. I've gone with Onana in goal, Dalot, Varane, Lindelof, and Amrabat. Good news on the Varane front is that he is still ready to play in this side. Obviously, Ten Hag said that there was a couple of players that he was hoping were going to be fit who weren't able to play against Forest, but unfortunately they're still unfit, namely Harry Maguire, Rasmus Højlund. So unfortunately, we are coming into this game with a few injuries, not with a fully fit squad, which it feels like every time we go to the Etihad, we never have a fully fit squad. So I've gone with Varane and Lindelof at the back, Amrabat at left back, which scares me a lot. I know he didn't play too badly against Forest, but I just think City is a completely different animal altogether. Mainu, Casemiro, and Fernandes. Fernandes was seen limping after the Forest game, but it looked like he pulled up okay, according to Ten Hag. So he will be playing in this game. And obviously, it'll be a good chance for Mainu to have another pop at proving what he's got. Obviously, he's done it a lot for us already. And he actually seems to show up the brightest in these difficult fixtures away from home. So hopefully we see that from Mainu as well. And then I've gone with Garnacho on the left. I've gone with Anthony on the right-hand side. Now, some people might be saying, why doesn't Ahmad get a go? But clearly, Eric Ten Hag does not rate Amad Diallo the way that some United fans do. He's wasn't really allowed to go to AFCON. He's been at Manchester United now for a while, especially kind of available and fit for Ten Hag to use. And the best we've seen is that substitute appearance against Forest, really. I think that's the most minutes he's got so far. So, yeah, frustrating times for Amad. He's clearly a decent player, clearly got some promise about him, but if you don't give a player like that game time, then it's going to be very difficult to really see the potential. But I have gone with Ante on that right-hand side. He's got a lot to prove, and in a short space of time, considering the new ownership coming in and the new backroom staff. Rashford up front. Now, obviously, we've seen the Players Tribune article, an interview that he did, and one of the things he said was, I think it was something along the lines of, if you support me, thank you. If you doubt me, even better, or something like that. I paraphrase that, but he's obviously got to respond. He's wanting to respond in writing, but on the pitch is where we want to see it. And I feel like when you come out with this sort of stuff, when the interview's coming out, probably no coincidences come out before the derby as well, let's be fair. But you have to produce on the pitch as well to go with it. So I'm sure he'll be looking for a good performance, and it'll be the best time for him to produce that good performance as well. So I'm hoping on a Rashford goal. I'm feeling he might just get one. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below on my predicted 11. Would you change anything? Now, on to the score prediction, and to be honest with you, I'm going to be realistic. I know I could be optimistic, I could be almost delusional, a lot of people would say, and say that United are going to win this game. But it just feels like on paper and with the eye test, it just doesn't feel like a Manchester United win. I do not see how we completely change around the form we've been seeing for the last kind of 2 months. Even though we have been eking out results here and there, I think without Højlund, our goal threat is very limited, and defensively, we've looked quite all over. Even though we kept a clean sheet against Forest, we've looked fairly all over the place. And of course, our midfield always seems to be open, and I just feel like City are going to be a team that can exploit that massively and create a lot of chances. We face around 20 shots a game on average, and if you're going to concede 20 shots a game, you're not going to win many football matches. So that's the thing that worries me, among other things. So I'm going to predict a 3-1 City win. I don't want it to happen. I obviously don't win anything for being right, so this is just my realistic prediction. If we can get a draw out of this game, I'll be absolutely delighted. Honestly, I'll be absolutely delighted. A win would almost just be unbelievable if we went there and won. I think most of the Premier League wouldn't believe that we'd go there and win. But at the same time, a win would be huge for us. I think huge for the confidence going forward as well. And maybe, derby games can be frantic. They can be weird and wonderful in the way that it's unpredictable. But there's also just logic and reason and the eye test. So we'll have to wait and see. But I'm going with a 3-1 City win. I hope I'm wrong. I'm praying I'm wrong, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. As I said, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Really enjoy hearing what you guys have to say. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel as well if you do enjoy the content and you are new around here. And I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you in a bit. Cheers.